Google Forms, working with questions. To add a question to your Google form, select in the box that Google has given you for your first question. Here, you're going to be able to type your question. Now, you'll notice as you begin to type, Google will anticipate the type of question that you are going to be looking for. So, this started out as multiple choice, but as I began to type, Google recognized that this would be a short answer question. And it went ahead and changed that for me. I can at any point go ahead to that drop down menu over on the right hand side and select a different answer type if I desire. Now, if I want to make a question required, I need to come to the very bottom here and toggle my switch on to make it required. You'll see it changes color. Now, you'll see my first question here is going to be for a student's or my respondent's last name. You can set Google Forms up to capture email addresses, and we'll cover this in a later session. But by default, you're not going to be able to capture someone's names unless you make that a question type. One thing we've learned over the years is it's always best to have two separate questions, one for the last name and the other for the first name. Because I'm going to have almost the exact same question as my second question type, I'm going to use my copy option or clone to duplicate this question down below. So now instead of just having last name, I can go ahead and make this first name. You'll notice that it keeps both the question type and I kept on that I had it required. To add additional questions, I'm going to hit the Add Question option over here on the right-hand side. From here, I can begin to build my questions. I can go ahead and put in images for my question types by selecting my image button here. You can see I have the ability to upload something. I can take a picture from my camera, and I can even search through Google Drive or do a Google image search. I can add images to both my questions as well as to my answers. You can also add questions by importing from an existing form. This is the second icon over on the right-hand side menu. When I select this one, it's going to be that little document with an arrow coming in. Google will pull up a list of all of the forms that you have access to, and they'll be in order from the last time that they were modified. You can select one of the forms and then hit Select down in the bottom right left-hand corner. This will then bring over on the right-hand side of the current form that you're working in a list of all of the questions. It'll even tell you the type of question that it is. Simply select the ones that you want to bring in and then hit Import Questions at the bottom. This will then import those questions and you can go in and add them if you need to. You can see in some of these cases, these were going to be questions. These were quizzes, so I already have it even brought over those answers for me. One last thing with working with questions is you may find yourself that you need to reorder your questions at some point. If you need to do this, simply mouse over the top of the question and you'll see a little handle appear. Click and drag, and this will allow you to reorganize the questions in any way that you need to.